Hey, howdy, hey, it's Kitti Minx again. And I decided rather than have a themed role play for this, American holiday, even though I know other countries also have their own version of this holiday, but I'm in America, so we celebrate it today. Okay, yeah. Anyway, I decided that a role play would be kind of impersonal. And as I just hit kind of sort of a milestone, felt it'd be more appropriate for me to do something a little more personal, if that's okay with you. So first of all, thank you so much for a little over 48,000 subscribers on this channel. That is wicked awesome. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. Each and every one of you. That's amazing. And it means you're only 2K away from 50,000, which is half of 100,000, which would be half of a silver play button if I was eligible for one, which I probably won't be, as when you hit 100K, YouTube does a scrub of your channel, and they might not like my older content, which is lewd and might eat my channel, so maybe I don't want to hit 100K, but I'll be very happy if I hit 50K. So I know it's end of November, and it's a long shot, but let's aim for 50K by sometime in January. Let's just cross our fingers and hope my stuff gets out there in the algorithm and more people find it and more people subscribe. And I hit that 50K because that'd be so awesome. Because I hit 40K around the beginning of 2021. So hitting 50K at the beginning of 2022 would just be fan-flippin-tastic. Wouldn't you say? So yeah, thank you so much for 48K. Y'all are awesome. And I highly encourage you to, don't just be passive listeners. Be sure to like the videos, leave comments with your thoughts, good or bad. I appreciate any and all feedback. And don't be passive. This is a loving, supportive, welcoming community. We're all here to have a good time and relax and engage in some fantasy. So feel free to join the public Discord server and interact with other fans, comment on the videos, follow me on Twitter if you're an adult. Put yourself out there if you'd like to. It's no one bites that I know of, so don't be shy. If you're, I understand if you are shy, but try not to be shy, because we're all very loving and welcoming here. There's rarely ever been any drama in my community, so there is that. So you have the safety in knowing you're coming into a pretty much a drama-free zone where people are just loving and supportive, and you can chit chat and talk about general things, or you can talk about your favorite audios of mine, your favorite characters, your favorite stories. Heck, you can even try to pitch me your thoughts on stuff you'd like to see, because I have a thing for that in the public Discord server. So there is that. And if you would like more personal contact with me, I highly encourage you, because this platform just doesn't understand this type of content that I make. It doesn't really get monetized. Like, I very rarely get the green dollar sign on my videos, so I don't really get much money off of YouTube, even though I was finally monetized in September after years of applying. So yay for that. And yay for the pocket change I get from the few videos that are monetized. So yay! But if you'd like to help support this channel and not only get bonus content, including NSFW lewd content, I'm much more active on the Patreon Discord server, and I'm a bit more personal on there too. So if you're an adult and you have a few extra dollars a month, feel free to join the Patreon, because it all means a lot to me and it all goes a long way. So Just gonna throw that out there. And the main point of this is I sincerely want to thank all of you. Sorry, my chair is creaky. Whether you are a subscriber or just a passive listener who sees my stuff in your recommended in your feed, and you listen and watch, but you don't subscribe. Either way, I appreciate you, so thank you. But I want to, because a bunch of you are new here. A bunch of you have subscribed or started listening since 2020 or even 2021. So I figured I'd give you a little bit of backstory about me. I fell into this genre of content creation completely by accident. I didn't set forth to make an ASMR roleplay channel. My first couple audios I put up here was merely to demonstrate my acting abilities in general. And because I didn't have a good camera at the time, and I didn't really want to use my crappy built-in webcam that was on my MacBook, I figured I would just record myself doing some voice acting. And I would use that to show my acting chops for the line of work I was doing at the time, which involves sometimes a certain level of acting chops. And a friend of mine listened to the first couple audios and was like, hey, you have a really soothing, relaxing voice. You should tag this as ASMR, because it gave me some tingles. So it's ASMR. You should tag it as such. And I'm like, okay. So I went back in and I put ASMR in the title and ASMR in the tags, and people then found those audios, and I got comments from people saying, hey, this is good stuff. Please record more. We'd like to hear more. So I'm like, oh, hey, why not? I have some free time and I can do it. So I started just periodically late at night or really early in the morning making random audios as they came to me. And it just took off from there, and that became the main meat and potatoes of this channel. So initially this channel was made to promote my other line of work and what I do, and just myself in general, though I have taken most of that content down now, because this is now a mostly ASMR roleplay channel, even though I'd like it to just be just a Kitti Minx channel where I can just put up whatever I freaking want to. I know, like, 95, and that's being generous on my part, to me, are here for the ASMR roleplays, so it's an ASMR roleplay channel. So I just kind of fell into it by accident. And I'm very grateful I did, because at the time, October 2017, I was a single mother. I had just had my, I just had a family move in with me to help me out with my financial situation and my kiddo. And I was working a job in the adult industry, which I still technically am, though I haven't been there in a while. But I was doing that. That was my main source of income, and some other little things on the side I was also doing to get some scrap money. And modeling, I was doing some photo shoots and whatnot as I could to get some income. And that's pretty much all I was doing. And I was a couple years out of an abusive relationship, which is why I was a single mother. I cut ties with my ex, and it was a struggle. I was not in the best place mentally. I was very lonely, very reserved, and I was putting my heart and soul into the adult line of work I was doing, because that's what was making me money at the time, and that's what was providing for myself and for my kid. So I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of the right words here. The microphone I used, which was a Blue Yeti, that was the first microphone I used when I was making the role plays. I got to do a podcast with a friend of mine, which we started late summer of 2017. It was a podcast about Disney and pop culture. It only lasted I think a dozen episodes, and we did it every week, every other week. And then my co-host got too busy with life, and it just fell off. But it was fun while it lasted. We had a good time. And we predicted the Jungle Cruise movie. I'll just put that out there. We predicted that there was going to be a Jungle Cruise movie, and we predicted that The Rock was going to be in it. And this was back in 2017, way before the Jungle Cruise movie was announced. So I think someone at Disney listened to that podcast episode and was like, hey, we should make a Jungle Cruise movie and cast The Rock in it. Just saying. Just saying. So as I said, I fell into doing this by accident, and is probably one of the happiest accidents I could have fallen into. Because while it took years for my channel to get monetized, even after I hit the qualifications, they still kept saying no. One of you, lovely viewers, listeners, subscribers, whatever you like to call yourself, suggested to me via email saying, hey, really like your stuff. You do amazing work. And it's a shame you can't do more lewd stuff on YouTube, because at the time I was trying to do lewd stuff on YouTube and it kept getting taken off, and I was dealing with strikes, and it was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. I was really afraid I was going to lose my channel. They suggested that they're like, hey, why don't you start a Patreon? Because I genuinely would like to support you with a few bucks every month. And on Patreon, you can put up NSFW audios and stuff and do it, you can do your wholesome and your storytelling and all that on YouTube. And you can do the NSFW stuff on Patreon. And in turn, I'm sure other people would like to support you as well, because like and appreciate what you do. And I'm like, oh, hey, I'll consider it. So it took me a little bit of time. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll set up a Patreon. And I did. And sure enough, when I announced it and launched it, people joined. And that became an excellent supplementary income while I was also working my other job in the adult industry. So both of those combined for a couple of years, starting in 2018 to 2019, for the first time in years in my life, I was able to live fairly comfortably and not have to rely so much on my family, and be able to really support myself and my kid. And I was also in a better place mentally, where I was finally ready to enter a new relationship. And it was spring of 2018 that my now husband, who we'd already been friends for years, but we started going out in spring of 2018. And I was in the right place mentally to be in a relationship and put my whole self into it. And it blossomed into a engagement, and now a very happy and healthy marriage. And now my husband and I, we had our second kid in summer of 2020. So we now have 2 kids. And yes, he does consider my kid from my previous relationship to be his. So we have 2 kids. And it's just, I don't think I would have been in a place to have been ready for a relationship had I not been getting so much love and support for content creation on here and in general. This really did a major boost to my mental health, because if you don't know, I suffer from a severe case of bipolar disorder. I get bouts of depression pretty often, and sometimes they can get pretty bad. But I'm in therapy. I see a doctor for it. I'm on medication, so it's being managed. But to those of you who are longtime subscribers, listeners, whatever, the reason why fall of 2019 to summer 2020 I wasn't active was I went off my medication because I was pregnant with my second kid, and I fell into major depression and heavy anxiety where every week that went by that I didn't put content up, I got more and more anxious and more depressed. And it got to the point where I was like, what's the point? No one cares anymore. I shouldn't even try. But then after I had my baby and I was able to go back on my medication and resume treatment, a switch just flipped back my head. And I'm like, you know what? I'm ready to hop back on the saddle and get back to making audios. And I hope people are still there. And sure enough, some of you are still there. And I was welcomed back with open arms. And it's slowly been building back up since. I'll be completely honest and transparent. Financially, I am not where I was in 2018, 2019. I'm working my butt off to get back to there. But fortunately, my husband, with his current status with his work in the military, he's in a better place financially. So don't worry, we're okay. We're okay. But I am working my tail off to try so I can feel like I don't need to rely on him so much for, financial stuff, that I can be more self-sufficient. So if if you're tired of me pushing my Patreon and my Fansly and my merch and stuff, I'm sorry, but that's how I make my bank. That's how I make my coin. I'm not doing as much in the adult industry I was working anymore, primarily because of the pandemic. I don't feel comfortable. And there's some interpersonal stuff going on at the place I worked at that also is just kind of made me a bit hesitant to go back there for a while. And maybe reconsider other options in that same line of work. Just not that particular location, but I don't want to go into that right now. So because I'm not getting that income anymore, it's tighter for me. Just letting you know. But to those of you who donate via Ko-fi, pledge on Patreon, have joined my Fansly, have bought merch, donated during streams, all that stuff, I really, really appreciate it. And thank you so much. I am truly grateful to you because you help me be more self-sufficient and not as reliant on my family and husband for money matters. So, special extra thank you to you. Just know that I may not say it super often, but you are very much appreciated. And your support it means a lot to me that you would take some money out of your own bank account to support some random girl on the internet you hardly even know, who doesn't even do e-girl stuff or anything. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. So yeah, but I am also eternally grateful to all of you who have subscribed and just take the time to listen to my audios and attend my streams and enjoy my content in general. Just all of it. It all means the world to me. And I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for all of you. So on this day, at least this day in America of giving thanks, I just want to give a special thank you to you, and that I'm very thankful for you. So know that I appreciate you, I care about you, and I hope that my content continues to uplift you, entertain you, comfort you, whatever it is you come to my channel for. I hope it continues to benefit you in some way. So, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm really trying not to cry. Because if I cry, I'm going to cough. Because I still have that cough. So, I love you all very much. I appreciate you all very much. Thank you so much for the love and support, as well as your patience and understanding when I can't regularly upload or when things are going screwy in my life. It all means the world to me. You're all amazing. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I think this has gone on long enough. So, if you got to this point, let me know your favorite character or your favorite audio that I've done in the comments down below, because I'm curious. And remember to stay awesome. Mwah. Mwah. I'll see you in the next audio. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, 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 bye. Meow. Meow. Ada, ada. Ada, ada. Meow. Beep.
Thank you so much for watching and listening. This piece was brought to you by my patrons on Patreon and other kind viewers and listeners just like you.